When the world is united in the search for knowledge and no longer fighting for money and power, then our society can finally evolve to a new level. Preface. The chapter titles were chosen to structure the wealth of Osho material available. Please note there are several grammatical errors in this work, as Osho speaks naturally, often segmented, but the essence is clear and pure. I chose to leave it as it is. On the subject of the liberation of men, these archetypes defined by Adam, the robot, the beggar, the lover, the politician, the gambler, the creator, etc., should not be understood as types, fixed characters, or personality, but simply as descriptions of certain tendencies, conditioning, and behavior patterns of the personality, common to all beings humans. As Osho indicates, the reality of the individual is beyond all these theories and categories. These archetypal concepts are used to help man recognize his particular mindset, and then moving beyond the limitations and confines of the mind, for the purpose of going beyond the personality and discovering its original face, the true self and essential. Introduction. The liberation of men has not happened yet. Not just women, but men too. They need a great liberation movement, a liberation from the past, from slavery, the values that deny life, and the social conditions that have been imposed on humanity by all religions for thousands of years. Priests and politicians caused tremendous division in man. They created a guilt-ridden man who is alienated from himself, who fights against a permanent internal conflict that permeates all areas of your life. That is, a conflict between body and soul, matter and spirit, materialism and spiritualism, science and religion, man and woman, west and east, and so on. Life can be lived in two ways, either as a calculation, in the field of science, of technology, mathematics, economics, be it like poetry, in the field of art, music, beauty, of love. From childhood, every man is conditioned to behave and survive in this world, competitive and efficiency-oriented. He joins the fight and the ambitious race for money, success, fame, power, respectability, and social status. As a child, he already learns to adopt goals and values of parents and teachers, priests and politicians, and all institutional interests without ever questioning them. Thus, the individual is deviated from his true nature, from the original self, and loses the capacity for spontaneous joy, childlike innocence, and playful creativity. It's repressed in its creative potential, in its capacity to love, in its willingness to laugh, in his passion for life, among other things. The way it is educated by society eliminates the sensitivity of the body and senses and makes you insensitive and dead. Lose access to their own innate feminine qualities of feeling, kindness, love, and intuition, and transforms into a robot, efficient, oriented by reason and without feelings. Society teaches man to become a strong man, which is synonymous with suppressing his feminine qualities of softness and openness, love and compassion. However, every man has also an inner woman within himself, his own unconscious feminine part, or semi-conscious, which has been denied and repressed for thousands of years. Osho highlights a third way of living life, with meditation. The first step is recognize the transforming power of meditation and awareness of becoming a mature individual and complete. Meditation is the catalyst that sets the inner growth process and the speeds up. Meditation makes man an integrated whole by creating a balance between his male and female parts. Teach how to live and enjoy life in its multidimensionality, in a healthy balance between body, mind, and soul, between matter and spirit, between the world exterior and interior. Man today is in a deep crisis. Given the global crisis that threatens the planet on the threshold of the third millennium, the question arises, what now, Adam? The limits of growth has been achieved a long time ago, and the belief in unlimited scientific and social progress. It was fundamentally distorted. All outer revolutions have failed. It's time for an inner revolution. Unless the individual starts to come out of their mechanical behavior similar to robot and unconsciousness and start living life with self-love, awareness, and a deep respect for its true nature, there seems to be no chance the world can escape of global suicide. Man needs a new psychology to understand himself, says Osho, and the basic understanding that needs to be deeply assimilated and experienced is that no man is just man and that no woman is just woman, and that every man is so much man as well as woman, just as every woman is woman and man. Adam has Eve in him. Eve has Adam in her. In fact, no one is just Adam, just as no one is just Eve. We are Adams and Eves. This is one of the greatest knowledge ever achieved. However, by being conditioned to deny and reject his feminine qualities, the man was trained to repress your inner feminine part, which is reflected in the repression of the element female in the outside world. Unless you start discovering your own inner woman, the A-man will be stuck in a frustrating search for the feminine qualities that are inherent to his nature outside, in the outer woman. He needs to reintegrate his feminine part in order to become healthy and whole, that is, complete within oneself. My vision of the new man is that of a rebel, of a man who is looking for his self, original from its original face, a man who is ready to drop all masks, all the pretensions, all the hypocrisies, and to show the world what he really is. If he is loved or condemned, respected, honored or dishonored, crowned or crucified, it doesn't matter. As he is himself is the greatest blessing there is. Even if he is crucified, he will be crucified happily and completely satisfied. A real man, a man of sincerity, a man who knows about love and, compassion, and you understand that people are blind, unconscious, numb, spiritually asleep.